Véi, faz quanto tempo que você tá aqui? Sei lá. Ah, não. Peraí. Confia no pai, rapaziada.
Chega de história de pescador e nunca volte de mãos vazias. Use o código para ganhar 3 caixas grátis e um bônus. Acesse a Hellcase.
Fala galera da Dust2 Brasil, eu sou o Vitor Porto, vou conversar com o Yekindar. Yekindar, such a win. How you feeling right now after this tough game with Falcons?
Yeah, honestly, I think this tournament is a test for us in terms of our character and everything, because I think the difference in character that we had in between these games. So we had a good game against Astralis where we couldn't close it out, the first one. Then we had we lost against G2, full tilt, went into review, trying to figure out what happened, and we kind of understood that, like, hey, we knew what we needed to work on. Boom, confident game against Astralis, close it out super easy, and then now you're coming into train on Falcons and they just slap the shit out of you, you know, and kind of puts you. You're like, okay, and honestly, it felt like they were ready for our train. They felt like they knew everything we were doing, and I would say we, in the last 4 months, kind of showed how strong our train is, and I think it's natural that teams kind of maybe watch us a lot and kind of start understanding how we play. So definitely train maybe was not the right pick, but at the same time we were ahead 2-0, and fast A strat, actually I called it a fast A strat that ruined completely our economy on T side, and then it was just hard to play the game. But I'm happy we showed character in the later 2 maps, and were able to come back. I saw sparks of greatness from everybody. Caserato saved our asses many rounds, and Moldo came back after map 1, and everybody was a flow, and that it was beautiful.
You talked about flow. I think it was very clear. Like Furia started behind us in both maps, like Mirage and Dust2, but seemed like everyone got in a flow when you started winning, and it was like the main point for the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to start from the back, you know, and I think because of the win on Mirage, because we took everything in our hands, that's why on Dust2, when we played the half, we understood that, oh, okay, this half is good enough for us. Let's start for pistol. Let's start with the first buy round. And you know how it is. CT sides, when you get into the rhythm, when you win the pistol round, when you win the first buy round, then you kind of understand what T's are gonna do, because they cannot go there where they lost, you know, and everything. So it was later in the half, it was easier to play already. We understood everything that's gonna happen.
And talking about city side, you guys had a perfect city side at Dust2. Why do you think this happened?
I think individual multi-kills from many players. When they wanted to go short, we could rely on Moldo killing them with an op. When they wanted to go B, we could rely on Caserato and Yuri holding the site. When we wanted to push, we could rely that this push is gonna give us kills. All of this confidence just made the game so simple.
And it seems it was a problem, right? In the first half, like individual performance for Kyosuke, but then it was like Molodoi, Caserato, and even you in those 2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we fucked up the first buy round. The first buy round where we went long and Tessas got the multi-kill, or like that's the second buy round. We won the round, and if we lose one more round, where our economy is just garbage, and we just couldn't trade Tessas on long, and lost such a simple round, such an easy round for them, right? And when you start the game 3-1 and you are 2k money, and it's gonna be 4-1, and then you don't even have your full buy for the next buy round, it's gonna be a hard half. So I think we got 5 rounds in the end, and 5 was enough, obviously. And yeah, I think Sid gave a great call for the double smokes on mid B split, which we did, where I killed 2 with the Tech 9, and that completely changed the pace of the game.
And Fallen already said a couple of times about you being such a big voice in the team, mainly in the CT. How is the communication today for you guys to have like such a great CT side?
I mean, it's easy to call when everybody's hitting, It's easy to call when everything works, So this game you cannot take into consideration, really. Yeah, we made. I wouldn't say that, for example, on Dust2, like I was the only one calling CT side. No, everybody was communicating. Everybody was in the state where everything you think you speak. Everybody was in this state, and this state happens, and you choose the right. Okay, this guy wants to do this. Okay, let's how can we help him? How can we support him? What are we doing on the other side of the map? And it happens so natural. This all of it happens so natural. So I didn't even need to talk that much, honestly.
And besides this Dust2 game, how is it? How has it been like your communication with and the seat side with Fallen, and also you being a bigger voice?
Yeah, I think we just came to a conclusion that it's hard for Fallen to control what's happening from the anchor positions. You know, he doesn't necessarily see the map, see all the things. And at the start of the team, I was a little bit more communicative. If I would say, I would maybe giving the direction of the round and details a little bit more. Now, when we started practicing being reliant on ourselves, on our individual skills, and on our duo pairs, I kind of don't need to talk that much. You know, we know what we're doing, and everything kind of comes naturally. So this is the point we want to get to. There's definitely games, like for example this Dust2 CT half, where this is happening naturally, but there's definitely games where the game is harder and it's not so easy. And then when the not easy times happen, that's where I'm the one responsible for making the decision and kind of deciding how are we gonna start the round, how are we gonna finish the round on the harder games.
And this win against Falcons, do you think this is like the hardest win, or at least the biggest opponent you guys faced, and you guys got a win?
If you consider individual players, yes. Falcons are Monesi, Kyosuke, Nico, right, Kixan, Tessas, like all great players. Three superstars, and at the same time Tessas is saving them from a lot of rounds. You know, the 3K on long and all etc. So in terms of like individual players, yes, but I think as Kyosuke said, read in an interview, I think they've practiced only for 7 days. Imagine what that team is gonna do in more than 7 days, right? So.
And now you guys have the last group stage game against G2. What can we expect, and what can Furia do different from the first group stage match and now to get a win?
Yeah, G2 surprised us a lot. Many situations, and I felt like we were tilted, individually tilted as a team a little bit. Maybe less communication. We're hungry for revenge, you know. We're hungry to showcase our game, because that game we did not show our game. But honestly, they surprised us a lot. I think Malps is a great player. I think Hunter is doing great as an IGL, and there's, of course, like I could name all of their players. They each have their own impact on the server, and we were not ready a little bit for the stylistic of how they play their T sides, for example. And now we already played them, we know how it feels, so let's see how it goes.
And besides already have played against them, I think this win of today gives you like a boost of confidence, so it's easier for you guys to be in a match against them.
I mean, they won against 3D Max as well. 3D Max is not an easy team, right? So they are also on the high. They're on the high. They beat us already 2-0. No chance. So I don't know who's more confident or not confident, but we're gonna come in carefully and prepared.
And I want to talk about the time of you at Furia. Joining Furia, what do you felt like you could add for this team?
I feel like finally in Furia the roles set correctly, so that's why there was a lot of improvement done in terms of like understanding of for each individual role. So before it was really hard for some players, for example, Caserato needed to entry a lot or do a lot of different stuff, and Yuri needed to maybe some entry or sometimes because like Skulls was lurking or whatever. Now everything's set. I'm entering, Fallen entering, Caserato can entry, can do everything, yeah. And Yuri is in a comfortable, natural position where he can just win the round by himself later, you know. It's the balance between aggression and passiveness that kind of changed the way of how CT sides look, how T sides look, and everything. I think I came in maybe with a lot of information and maybe a lot of ideas, but at the same time I learned a lot from the Brazilians. I think they're great players, and they definitely have their own way of thinking about the game, which is super cool, and I like to learn.
And you're such an aggressive player. It's like your mark in Counter-Strike. Do you think you guys like found the balance like inside the game to have your characteristic of being aggressive and also the characteristics of the team?
Yeah, honestly, sometimes we can play a map where I'm 3 kills, 17 deaths, and then I'm saying that's on me, guys. That's like Sometimes you're feeling it, sometimes not. But I think there is a little bit of a connection between Fallen. He kind of realizes when the game is going good and when the game is, maybe when he needs to put a leash a little bit on me, But yeah, I mean, I'm put into positions where I can naturally do my stuff, and they listen to me on what I need, and they're always open for everything I'm kind of offering, And I don't mean necessarily in game, but also outside of the game, like in terms of preparing or doing some new plays or whatever. So there's nobody telling me that like, hey, don't do it. You cannot do this or something like that. So I think it's the balance, or maybe a little bit too aggressive, but I'm happy with it.
And I talked to Yuri, and he said that like he's giving up of stats of being in a good position for the team. How was the talk to everyone? Don't have ego and just aiming for the best of the team. How was it like when you guys were setting up the roles?
I think everybody has ego in terms of like wanting to show their best, and but we're still coming, as I said, about the roles. Everybody needs to understand their role for the team to operate. Everybody needs to pull together rather to pull in different ways, for the team to be successful. And there's players here who can sacrifice. Fallen sacrifices everything. He drops me AK every time I have a Galil. He plays with the Galil. He plays with the Tech 9. He's flashing. He's supporting. He's jumping out. When you have a player like that in team, you can't complain about something not happening your way. That's just how it is.
And Yekindar, just the interview coming to an end, I want to ask you about you keeping at Furia. How were the talks about it? You said that you keeping it would depend like of Furia and also of you. From your part, what were the things that made you want to keep at Furia?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I just didn't want to think during the major. But I think naturally I felt that like this is where I want to stay. This is where I feel comfortable, and I'm glad I stayed. And yeah, I just didn't want to, like I was saying, because like I didn't want to think about it. During the major, a lot of interviews, are you staying? Are you not staying? I don't care. I'm playing the major, then I'm gonna decide, and that's how it happened. I think Furia were ready. Furia were ready to have me after Astana, if I'm not mistaken. So it was more about like, what's the point of going too fast? Like, we're gonna finish these 3 events. We're gonna see maybe somebody's gonna show their true colors. Maybe Fallen is like a devil or something. I was carefully waiting until those three events are over, and then I was making a decision already.
But you apparently already had the decision, right?
Apparently, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, at least I had thoughts about it.